next.
3 poached, 6 scrambles, 2 Benedict, 2 coddled, and 1 deviled, if you can believe that.
Thanks, Tom. Make that 31 scramble.
Hello there, buddy. How are you? How's everything coming? Well, hello there. Welcome to the party. I'm your host, Hugh Hefner, and I'm glad you could join us. We're going to have kind of a fun, special evening tonight. Chita Rivera is here. Charl Burnett's going to be coming by a little later, and I hope you like your eggs scrambled.
Evening, Hugh.
Jack Cassidy.
How are you?
Glad you could join us. Just in time for the eggs.
Yummies for the tummy.
And to get things started, Buddy Rich is over by the drums, and he's going to back up Hal Frazier in a wild number. Buddy?
There are girls just right for some kissing, and I mean to kiss me a few. Boy, those girls don't know what they're missing. There's such a lot of living to do, and there's wine all ready for tasting. Cadillacs shiny and new. I've gotta move. Time is a wasting. There's such a lot of living to do. There's music to play, places to go, people to see, everything for you and me. Life's a ball, if only you know it, and it's all just waiting for you. You're alive, come on and show it. There's such a lot of living to do. To play, places to go, people to see, everything for you and me. Life's a ball if only you know it, and it's all just waiting for you. You're alive, come on and show it. There's such a lot of living to do. There's such a lot of living to do.
You know you're really quite a dish. You're what a guy might call delish. You've got an awful lot of class. You're packed as solid as a knish. But every time I make a pass, I get the well-known freezeroo. What's the bit, kid? I admit, kid, I can't figure you. You're the woman for the man who has everything. Let me show you how to live. Girls who get are girls who give. You're the woman for the man who has everything. I'm a man who has everything, everything but you. Sweetheart, what are you fighting it for? Can't deny it, though. The old chemistry's getting to you. Hubba, hubba. At every opening night, I'm there. Head waiters know me everywhere. Of course, it's freebies all the way. A check for me, they wouldn't dare. A chick is seen with me today. Tomorrow Hefner starts to call. So relax, kid. This is Max, kid. Don't give me a stall. You're the woman for the man who has everything. You're the type that I adore. So I fight it anymore. You're the woman for the man who has everything. I'm a man who has everything. Share it all with me. You ever know I used to be quite a hooker before I started to sing my way into America's hearts?
Break a leg, Max.
Sorry, sweetheart. Never do requests. I've got a color TV set that isn't on the market yet. I've got a hideaway in Quag. It has a view you won't forget. You have a drink and watch the fog. I have this chink who cooks the end. Let's drive out, sweets. I've no doubt, sweets, you and I will blend. You're the woman for the man who has everything. Why not give old Max a try? He's a pretty decent guy. You're the woman for the man who has everything. And for the man who has everything, only the best will do. So why can't I have you?
Well, Jack, that was super.
You're right, Hugh. You're right. Actually, ironically enough, speaking of super, I had the pleasure of singing that show in a show called Superman, written by Dr. Charles Strauss and Dr. Lee Adams.
Sitting with us tonight. Why don't we sit down and talk to Chuck a little bit?
Perfect.
I'll move my props.
I thought I was great, didn't you, Charlie? Yes. I'll go over that.
I think I had everything. I really.
Well,
Charles, I'm delighted that you were able to join us.
You know, Charles and his partner Lee Adams have written an incredible amount of songs for smash musicals, haven't you, Charles?
Oh, yes.
Well, Applause, of course, which is, the Tony winner
Applause is our latest
this year.
show, yeah.
Is that on Broadway, Charlie?
What?
Yeah.
Yes.
But also Golden Boy, Superman. And I don't know how many of the kids are aware of it, but I understand you did the score for Bonnie and Clyde.
Bonnie and Clyde, yeah.
You also did the score for Shoestring Review.
Shoestring, well, the show that you were in was Bye Bye Birdie.
Right.
Sure.
Yeah, thanks. Did you write that?
Yes, he did.
My item.
Well, it's really kind of a Broadway evening tonight. I almost feel as though we're sitting around waiting for the reviews to come in on a...
Oh.
You never went to Birdie's opening?
No, this is the first time you know that. No. I went to one opening night, and that was...
Well, I know that Michael Stewart, the gentleman that wrote Dolly and Birdie and many other shows, he usually takes off for Cannes on opening night. I mean, he never sees it, but I
Well, that's
do.
where Charlie was. He was in the camp.
If you're gonna... Well, if you're gonna take off, that's the place to go, I guess.
I did go to the opening of Applause because Lauren Bacall said, if I don't go to the opening, she's not going to the opening. So,
Well, Broadway, that's one of the unique things in show business. Broadway is unique to the extent that you can work for months in preparing a show, and then it all
comes on one night.
One night,
and I'll tell you, the
quite
worst
set
thing
out.
of all was Chita and I did a show in London, the London edition of Bye Bye Birdie, and there they have, I believe, 17 newspapers. At least in New York, there are maybe 6, or there were 6 when we did Birdie. There are, I think, 14 or 17, and if you sit and read them all, and they pride themselves on really tearing you apart, you can really be...
Leave a basket case.
You can be a basket case. I can't forget some of the critics saying that I wrote highly forgettable music, and that Birdie was a dreary this. Or, do you remember?
Yeah.
And yet we won the critics. We won the critics award over there. For,
I had a wonderful...
We got
Excuse
one.
me. Go
No,
ahead.
that's right.
I had a review from Walter Kerr, and I did a show called Wish You Were Here. It was back in
in the early 50s. And Mr. Kerr he was the critic for the Tribune at that time. And he said, Mr. Cassidy, in his portrayal of Chick Miller in Wish You Were Here, is trying desperately to look like the posters in the lobby, and I think he's achieved it.
Some of the reviews have become such classics that they're better remembered than the shows themselves.
Yes. Well,
Oh, Madge Evans! This came straight from Waterville, didn't
She
it?
comes in occasionally and cleans up. Well, you started out on Broadway, off-Broadway, and
Yes.
You've been doing the TV scene out on the West Coast for many, many years. Do you miss doing the live shows? You miss
No.
Broadway? Not at all.
No, we do have an audience at our show.
Mm-hmm.
And
isn't that a fixed
so-
crowd, though,
a
essentially?
fixed crowd. What do you mean? No, they're nice people who write in a year in advance for
But
tickets.
all those
have
wheelchairs out in the lobby.
Relatives and...
sick.
That woman that sent in the song wasn't fixed, was it?
Oh no, there's a lady she came to the show, and she raised her hand and she said, "I've written a song for you."
Mm-hmm.
So I called her up on stage and I said, "Well, sing it." And she said, "No, I want you to sing it." And there was something about her, and maybe it was her name. It was Sue Vogelsanger was her name, and she was a school teacher, I think, and she was quite appealing and sweet, and I don't know why, and everybody wanted to kill me on the show because we hadn't heard the song or anything. I said, "I'll do it." And so we staged it, and she and her husband flew back out to California. We gave it a big old production, and they came out, and she was all in tears, and the whole thing. We did a whole big old number.
Well, the one thing, as we were commenting, the one thing that's unique about Broadway is that it all really stands or falls on a single evening with the preparation for months beforehand.
On a single paper, strangely enough.
Yeah, well, that's
Yes.
at least there's an advantage. You mentioned London with more papers. At least there are more critics. One of the things about
The worker can hurt you.
New
if they
York
don't
is that
like
it's a handful of papers and mostly just one.
Yeah.
It is.
Now, do you ordinarily do you know beforehand whether you have a hit or a flop? In other words, do you ever get into a situation in which you're sure that you got a hit, and then
Yes.
after opening night you realize that
I was
it's
in a show
disaster?
called Marinka, which was a smash out of town. Everybody's still humming it, actually.
Only
It was, they said it was another Oklahoma. They said that about Sadie Thompson, too. We lasted 5 weeks.
The shows I've been connected with, each one was different. In Bye Bye Birdie, we knew, I think we were a smash, because out of town it was.
Yes, but the owner of the Martin Beck Theater didn't, did he?
No, but we did.
Because he had booked us into the theater for, I think, about 2 or
Yeah.
3 months at the most, and they were going to kick
Then
us
we had to
out because they
vacate the
figured we'd
theater.
be...
They were sure nothing was going to happen.
Golden Boy was always a hit because Sammy was a sensational
Because
draw.
Sammy's so strong.
But actually, out of town, we did so much rewriting, and the show was in disastrous trouble for a long time.
That's something that I'd like to say, which is owing to the fact that it is a salute. It's your day today, Charlie.
Oh, I wouldn't call it that exactly.
The joyous thing, you can always tell, and Carol knows this true, having worked together in a show, we did a show together in New York. The pressure writers out of town who can come up with the right material that is in keeping with the original theme, and it doesn't sound strange or foreign, put into a show.
You're talking about the
Charlie-
doctoring? You mean,
Yes,
you mean
Charlie
after
and
the
Lee are
rewriting?
marvelous
Yes.
closet pressure writers, and there aren't few. It's a mark of a pro, and they're marvelous.
That's a great compliment.
about that.
We wrote a lot in stock. It's a form of